Hey everybody, welcome back to Ready Steady Play. Michael showed up.
Hey.
So now he's here to play. So we are doing the three... Yeah. So remember all that stuff I said in the Learn to Play about, or in the setup and rules about how the number of players is really important? Well, now the game's changed. So instead of doing the cooperative version, we're actually going to play the classic version, which means that it's quite possible two of us will pair off with one of us just losing out. So that'll be fun to find out who's going to be today's desert loser. Who's going to be deserted in the desert. That's so funny.
There's also one other thing, we have one less enemy than we were talking about before.
Right, yes. So because there's only three of us, if you remember when I said the setup for the two-player, you flip two raider cards. With just the three of us, we only have three enemies. So the bulldozer's gone, and it means that we'll just flip one raider card at the end of our turn. But you know, you get fewer turns now per raider activation, so you have to be a bit more careful about staying away from them. You'll also notice that the board is like twice the size, and that's because we're playing the epic version, which means there's also 7 turns. So that's expansion content from Lost in the Desert. We've shuffled a bunch more cards into these decks. You did shuffle those decks, right? Michael, can you shuffle the gun deck?
I swear I did, but
just in case. So we've still got 4 rumor cards. So most of the objectives have remained the same. There's still our 2 rumor tokens here that we're trying to get to. We've got 4 rumor cards that we have to get out before we can activate the victory condition. And again, we can still collaborate and pool our resources, but our hands are going to remain hidden. You can reveal information from your hands if you want. There's no actual official rules on it, whether your hand is open or closed. So I assume you just kind of do what you want. But because we're sort of pseudo working together, I think keeping information hidden is probably to your advantage. Unless, revealing it would also be to your advantage. I assume you can just show people cards from your hand if you want.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, we're going to put out these rumor tokens now, randomly on the starting tiles. So Matthew, this hand is going here. What is it? I mean, not this hand. The first hand you pick is going here.
Oh, okay.
Alright, cool. So blue there and green here. Right,
that works out quite well.
Probably. Yeah, that works out, I guess.
Well, just that.
We also have to say whoever's the thirstiest and has gone longest without a drink gets to go first. So that's going to be Matthew again. So Matthew's going to go first. And why don't you tell us a bit about your character? Because we've all got new characters, except Michael, who's being forced to play the scout.
You are the scout.
I'm playing the captain. And the captain has the two special... Well, he has a special ability. Whenever he is meant to take Mirage cards, he's actually going to take the... what are these ones again?
Raider cards?
Raider cards, yeah. So I take Raider cards instead of Mirage cards. Also, I start off with this nice little artillery piece. Unfortunately, it's taken up one of my slots, so my hand size has actually now gone down to 7, actually, at this minute. So
that's a cargo item, and you can tell that the item is cargo because it's got this banner at the top of it here. In addition, it shows you the action you can do with it here, so 3 damage. It's a crew to activate it. It's also got area of effect. So this is the captain's from the expansion.
Yes.
So he gets to use the area of effect special rule, which means that when you fire this, it affects 3 tiles, doing 3 damage to each person in that tile. And as you can see, there's actually 2 different actions, and it's just you can fire it sort of either way. It just alters which tiles are affected. But it gets you have a hand size of 1. So Matthew's hand size, by equipping it, goes from 11 to 7. So that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
And he just straps it to the back of his land sail.
I'm still trying to work out how that works, but it must do.
Right. And I am also an expansion character. I'm the Marine. And my special ability is that when I'm doing normal attacks, normal damage, not armor piercing, but normal damage attacks, I can actually sort of make multiple attacks in succession and just stack them all. So long as I keep doing attacks back to back by drinking water or activating multiple crew members, I can just stack up all that damage, effectively meaning I can sort of ignore armor after my first attack with normal damage, which is pretty easy. I've also got this katana that lets me attack in a sort of a attack in like 3 areas around me there. That's a crew action. I can sort of do a big sweeping thing. I honestly don't know how I'm stood in the middle of a desert surrounded by vehicles doing a sweeping katana attack, but it sounds pretty badass. So
Sounds pretty epic.
just imagine that that's
Yeah.
super cool that I do that.
Maybe in a sandstorm as well.
This is
That would
correct.
be
I think
super
this is
cool.
I rotated it. It's part of the example.
Yeah, I think.
All right, and Michael's going to be the scout.
Yes.
Who we've already explained his abilities.
Yeah, he gets extra motorized movement and binoculars.
Yay. Go me.
So
I
you got
totally
to
wanna-
scat that shit, Michael. Find out what's going on.
I totally want a car.
A speedster, so
Yeah.
you can just zoom
So I can
around.
go like 6, definitely. Just to avoid those sand pits.
So, I go first, right?
Yep, you're going first, Matthew, so you can choose one of your 3 locations to spawn on.
Okay, I'm going to start there. Then, because of the wind is quite strong this way, the first movement will be 1 to there. Then, unfortunately, with the other angle I'm about to move it, I can only move 1 square per the wind. So that would be 2, 3, 4. I then believe I'm then going to pick up the lovely Mirage card, which will then turn into. Can I just have a look at that rule, just in case it's only if I do attacks. I just want to make sure. I don't want to be like I'm cheating or anything.
Yes.
The captain. He may draw Raider loot from the Raider deck instead of the Mirage deck, unless the Raider deck is empty.
Actually, I'm not cheating.
So no, you're not cheating. So what happens though is as we draw cards from the 3 decks here and discard them, the Supply, which is the face-up deck, the Mirage deck, which is the big deck with the sword on the back, and also the Raider deck, which is the one with the pistol here.
Mm-hmm.
All of the cards we discard over the course of the game are put into the same discard pile. Now, when the Raider deck is depleted, we draw from the Mirage deck. When the Mirage deck is depleted, we shuffle that discard pile to create a new Mirage deck with the gun cards and the supply cards and everything in this massive deck. Which means that by exhausting all these resources on the board, we essentially are going to sort of make things more difficult to find. Now, Matthew, you've also moved there, so you've got to exhaust your land sale.
Well, now that's the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to pick I'm going to pick the little guy.
Speedster?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, he will cause 1 damage if he can get to me, which might be actually a problem.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oops.
Did you pick up a medkit? Or some armor?
No, I didn't. I picked the wrong one. I was going to pick the Tumpster.
So, Matthew, you're dead.
Are you genuinely dead?
Yeah,
He's genuinely dead, yeah.
That's why I killed myself with laughter.
Do you remember how I told you explicitly?
Yes, I know. And I thought I was one too many far away and I didn't count it before I did it.
Warned you this could happen.
I was going to pick there.
Okay, well, so we're playing on hard mode, which means that this is like the permanent death, right? So what Matthew really needs to avoid this happening is a med kit or some herbs or another crew member who can soak up the damage for him or some armor. You definitely don't have any of those things, right?
No.
So what you got a lure there, but yeah, you don't have anything.
Yeah.
So put those back, and we're just going to reset your turn.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Start over. Do it again. So
Let's take a rewind.
you've got to think. It's very.
Well, no, I could just say instead of starting again, I could just pick that one there.
No, because I just looked at your hand.
Oh, okay, no problem.
So this is one thing they warn you. They say at the start it's very easy to die, and that's true. It's very, very easy to die. That's why it's very important maybe to grab a crew card as your first action, because a crew essentially gives you 1 more life. Now, as far as I'm aware, in the round 1 activations, there are no double damage or armor piercing damage or anything like that. So the crew is almost guaranteed to save you from at least 1 attack.
I should have gone for that. I really just effed up there. I thought it would go round. I don't know why.
Oops.
No, because
Try not to laugh too much.
well, I'm glad we could demonstrate this for you. So,
Okay. I'm going to do exactly what I did.
Wow, you're
before.
resurrected.
1, 2. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Hopefully this time I can get armour or something. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. And then I'll pick the pickup truck.
Okay.
Which moves at 3.
So the pickup truck's got a +3 movement there, which means it won't attack, but it is going to beeline 6 towards Matthew by the quickest possible route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it doesn't really matter. So you can pick which route it takes, Michael. Matthew.
Yeah. 2, 3,
What?
4,
confused by all the
5,
Michaels.
6.
It's too many M's. It's M and M and M.
So this is in fact sand dunes here. You can
What?
tell by the color, so the vehicles can't move through here.
Why was it 8, by the way?
Oh, it's just 8 spaces to Matthew by 2 different routes.
Oh, but it's only...
It's only moved 6,
Six.
but I was just checking because it has to take the shortest possible path.
And why does it move 6 again? Just so far.
Because it's got 3 movement on the pickup card and 3 movement on the activation card.
Oh, yes, up here. So they aren't necessarily governed by wind because they're mechanical.
All of the raiders are motorized. None of the raiders use wind-powered vehicles.
Got it.
And that's the only way for us to acquire motorized vehicles is by killing raiders. So now we're going to have a couple more of these pickups pop out into an existence here on the spawn points C, because that's the card there. So we've got one there and we've got one here.
Okay.
I'm still trying not to laugh.
I told you, Matthew, I was like, be careful, it's difficult, don't die on the first turn. I said, we're playing with player elimination, guys, so try to not die too quickly.
And so...
I'm still alive.
I don't think you could have died faster.
Oh no! What? Oh.
Saltlands is hard!
Oh no!
And here I was complaining it's too easy. It's too easy.
No, it's just basically count and work out how many squares somewhere
Yeah,
actually
it's
can
just-
go before picking it, guys.
And it's also about being very aware of the activation. Like,
Yeah.
so now we've got these 2 other pickups popping into existence.
Mhm.
But I know that the pickup is unlikely to be activated before my next turn because on Michael's turn, Michael and I can't activate it.
Yeah.
On Matthew's next turn, it will be the weather. So that means I will actually choose the next time the pickups can activate will be my choice.
Yeah.
So I know that I'm safe to go and stand next to pickups until my next turn. But I've got to be very aware of the speedsters and the trucks because I have to activate one and Michael will activate the other.
Yeah.
So it's sort of about keeping those dangers in mind as you move forward. And obviously it will get much more difficult as the board gets bigger and more raiders appear.
Yes.
Raiders are restricted by the number of minis we have, but we've thrown some extra minis in there from the expansion for the epic version of the game. So I'm going to...
Go next.
Yep, I'm going to go next, and I think I'm going to spawn here, and I'm going to go up this side of the board so I can go 1, 2. I can go 3, 4 to here. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. So I will pick up this crew token here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just take these and put them over here so they're out of the way. So here's a crewman. He's going to go in my boat, my land sail. So I've exhausted my land sail because I used it. And my crewman there, he takes up some of my hand slides. He goes in my cargo slot. So I'm going to use him to pick up... Oh, I also exhausted myself to pick up the crewman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I exhaust him to pick up this second pile here.
So you got 3 more.
3 more Mirage cards there for me, and that gives me 6 in hand, but my hand size is currently 9, so I'm A-okay. So, interesting. What?
I can see your hand, that's why I'm just looking at the ceiling.
Stop it, Matthew! Stop
I've got
it!
very good peripheral vision, I'm sorry.
Stop it!
I can't see it properly, but I can just about make out things.
Alright, well, I've got to activate a raider now. So I guess I'll activate the Speedster.
It makes sense. Do you want me to turn it for you, or are you alright?
Yeah, I mean, well, I could activate the truck, but the thing is, it doesn't really matter.
It can't go through sand dunes, so it can't reach anyone.
Well, I don't know. Let's have a look here. Because if this is... Okay, so the Speedster's actually got +3 movement. So it's definitely going to go for Matthew again, because he's closer than I am by the most direct route. So it's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and sit there. And I hope you had some armor this time, because if that had been another damage, it would have killed you.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have the bonus at that moment, would it? Or does that happen later? There's cards that will have bonus movement and damage.
No, I don't think that. I've not seen them. They could happen. So it's going to spawn more Speedsters on B, which
My
is
apologies.
just one there. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Why is it only moved 4 rather than 7?
Because it got to Matthew and then stopped.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm closest.
So it stops when it gets to its nearest target.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
So
those are like the fast raiders.
gotcha.
Brum brum.
Brum.
Go. All right, Michael, it's your turn.
Okay. So
I think
I've
my
got to activate the truck anyway, haven't I?
I'm going to name my crew member Ben after Ben Hirsch. He's not here today to play. Come on, Ben. Let's go.
Okay. So I'm just thinking.
Also, in case you guys wanted to see, I picked the Marine because look at that picture. I mean, if anyone's going to survive in the desert,
That
right?
badass.
It's that badass.
So
Mine one's got a lot of crates around.
You've got a lot of stuff. But I'll just kill you and take your stuff. Unless you blow me up
That's
in
what I had
war
to
turn.
say.
Except you can't because we're sort of pseudo-cooperative. This is classic mode. Not. Besides, in if you attack each other in competitive mode, I'm pretty sure all that happens is you steal each other's stuff. I don't think you actually kill each other.
right. I think I'm good. I think I've decided what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to go here,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go 1,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to go 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Seems legit. I would point out, Michael, that the truck can get
Yeah.
adjacent to you there.
How can it get adjacent?
1, 2.
But I'm going to pick up that dude.
That's what I mean. So the truck will stop there when it activates.
So
But-
we've got to hope he's just going to move.
Oh, so then the truck will kill your dude instead of
Exactly.
you?
Yes.
Okay, well then you won't get to keep your dude, but fine.
Well, so, but then, because that way,
Yeah, you'll get a rumor card.
I'll get a rumor card so we can
Yeah.
activate something else.
Makes sense.
The only other thing as well is that will navigate there as well.
Something will spawn there probably.
The truck won't it?
Maybe. Depends what's on the bottom of the truck card.
Okay. The only other thought I could do was go down here and get a person, but then I'm sort of like going away from all the action.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily the worst idea because you're quite fast
Yeah.
and you're away from all the enemies.
That's also true.
And you also could get a thingy card.
That's true. But I can't move in this direction because
No,
of the wind.
But
No, so you would have
still-
you could start there though, and then you can go 1, 2, 3, 4.
That would work.
Or you could even stop there. You could go 1, 2.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
It's up to you, really. I mean, that's not a terrible idea. The problem with this is that if that truck deals damage, it's going to leave you
Quite vulnerable.
out in the open with no cards and no.
No,
armor.
actually, yeah, that's true. I'm gonna go here then.
As much as I feel disinclined to advise you to not complete the objective and instead protect yourself, I do think
basically, I think Mike's trying to stop the auto restart that we had a minute ago. Due to a
because
certain
the other
players
thing is
at
you're going to
this
be able to
table.
grab this green
Green
victory card. And the cool thing about the green victory cards is you do need them to win the game, but in a pinch you can discard them to act as a med kit to prevent death.
Oh, that's good to know.
Preventing death is very good.
Preventing death. No one likes dying.
So
Right, so I've
Exhausted that.
it's tired. And then I do my dude because I'm going
You're going to do your dude.
I'm gonna do.
You're going to do my dude.
I'm gonna do the dude and pick up
A crew.
a crew.
Somewhere in the supply there's a crew card.
They were near the top last time. Oh, there they are. Right.
Yay! I've got a dude.
Who's your dude?
Oh, Barry.
Barry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Barry as my dude.
Barry's got your back.
Yeah. Me and Barry played Adrenaline together, so yeah. I killed him a bit too much, so he can be on my team now instead of me.
So the person that's still watching through it, really, in this minute, just has been given the spoiler.
Yeah. Oops.
It might not be a spoiler. I don't know.
There's plenty of killing in it.
It's true.
So yeah, me and Basil, we got this, and we're both Smiths, so it's Team Smith. So what I'm going to do is Barry's going to go get tired, and he can pick up that, can't he?
Yeah, exactly right. So you get a green victory card as well, which is this one right here. And you can see this is the victory cards here. So the green sort of one is fertilization of the land, and we're looking for some fertile soil to plant all our seeds and plants in.
Because who doesn't like plants?
We're desperately trying to keep safe. But you can see here, down here, you can discard it for the medical action, or heal action it's called, which just means when you would take a damage, you don't. So you just bin that and prevent 1 damage.
Now, does this go in my hand as part of my...
Yes, sorry, it does go in your hand.
Okay.
So
Right.
now we have to try and memorize that he's got one green thing. Michael has a green thing. Don't forget.
I'm green. And then I flip him over the truck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, well, he would have.
He would have killed you.
Yeah. So he,
See?
As it
Don't
stands,
die.
we're gonna
Go
calculate
towards
his routes here.
go towards me.
Well, 1, 2 is that puts him there, and then 3 would be the closest. But 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So Michael can actually choose whether he goes towards me or towards Matthew.
It's no, I don't mind. Whatever you think's. I'm not one.
Does it matter?
Well, right now, yeah, a little bit. I'll explain why. But because he can't end up on tiles, if he moves towards Matthew, he'll actually end his turn here.
Well, that's
but
what
if
I
he
was
tries
thinking.
to move towards me, he'll end his turn here.
Because he can't go on top.
Well, because he only moves 2. And yeah, because of the sand and the placement of that tile, he'll try to go 1, 2. He can't stop there, so he'll stop here.
Yeah.
Whereas if he goes towards Matthew, he can move his full distance. But the thing is, later on, it's going to be pretty critical. So later on, you can sabotage each other, fuck each other over this way, kill each other by doing this. So,
Oh, we're meant to be friends.
well, we are neither friends nor enemies at this time.
Okay.
We are just trying to survivors in the desert.
Well, I'll be nice, and I'll just make it move 1.
Very good. So he goes to there. Which means we're back to Matthew. What?
I could have done some. No, but I might got myself into trouble. Maybe it's a good thing. So we're back to me anyway.
But what we'll do is we'll that's a full round. Matthew's going to go next. The weather's going to change, and we'll do that tomorrow on Ready Steady Play. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss tomorrow's episode to find out what exciting adventures await us and see if anyone can survive longer than Matthew did on his first try. I think we've already all succeeded. And
this is not going to be forgotten for a long time. I know it.
throw down a like on the series if you're a fan of this game or if you want to see more of it. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye everyone.
Bye.